What's happening? You know what time it is? It's Buyday Friday, baby. And we're about to get busy because I've got I got a few things that I'm about to buy. I just returned the stink pipe. Officially got the word that it's gone back. So we're good to go with that. So now what I gotta figure out is I'm just after writing the rep. Excuse me. And my rep just happened to be out of town. So this new cat blew in and he was like, bro, he was like, do you need to make a purchase today? He said, I know it's Buyday Friday for you. Um, is this something you're ready to do today? And I said, bro, listen, I've been ready since 2 nights ago when I friggin' wrote Yuval. And I was like, Yuval, baby. I was like, you got that sweet synth ready for me to ship out? And he said, man, he didn't say nothing, actually. He didn't say nothing. And then I got a message this morning from, I guess, his fill in for the week. And his fill in for the week said, yeah, we'll get you that, whatever you want. You got it. And I was like, all right, well, I got something I want right now. So what I figured I'd do today is, what's up, Rich? What's up, Easy Low? What's happening? Aaron Perry's baby, what's up? Born ready all day, always. Buyday Friday. So what I said is, I'll go and get the preparations ready for a purchase. And then once I get my purchase finalized in my mind, then I'll go and buy it. So I got a couple things, and maybe we'll go over it here together, and then we'll see what happens. So let me switch over to the mainframe here. Hold on now. I think I got this one. Yeah, so I got some news sites geared up, but also what I had to gear up is I was looking at this little beauty right here. So this one right here, uh, so anyways, I got some Sweetwater cash that's ready to be used. So I sent the stink pipe back. Stink pipe's gone. Stink pipe went back last week. It went back, and officially now the stink pipe is no more. It's gone back. And I have to shout out to Erica Synths. I think they made something that, in my personal opinion, it wasn't ready to be released, but they released it anyway. And they might do some firmware type of things, but for $1,200, that thing is overpriced, right? It's very overpriced for what you get out of it. So I had to make a judgment call because I'm cheap, and I need to make my money stretch as far as I can. What's up, Rob Taylor? What's up, Studio Effects? I got to make my money stretch as far as I possibly can. So stink pipe's gone back. Uh, Night verbs upstairs, and this is the other thing I'm wrestling with. I was looking at this Strymon line multi-dimensional delay for 390 open box. A bunch of people have been telling me that this is the delay pedal to get. I don't know. It's on the radar, right? This is the thing. This one's on the radar. So I'm going to take it easy on this one for a second. Let me open up another window here and get the other things I'm looking at so we can go over this together. And I hope you guys all got your wallets out. So this is what I'm wrestling with. Look. I got the mono poly keyboard. Let me get this up here. I got the mono poly keyboard. You can see the prices there, right? For $8.99. This is the kind of thing, like, I'm so damn cheap. I'm so damn cheap that when I look at the desktop, I'm like, they're literally only giving me, what's the math on that? What's $50 off that? Is 49? Yeah, so they're only giving me, so they're telling me, what they're telling me here is, this is what I look at what Korg's telling me. Korg is telling me that key bed is only worth $50. That's what they're telling me, right? So if they're going to give me the desktop for, yeah, Machines One calls it cheap biche, is what he said. I like that. Let me move this out of the way. Yeah, Machines One calls it a cheap biche. I don't know the exact translation, but he says I'm a cheap biche. B-I-S-H, whatever that means. When I look at the keyboard for $8.99, and then I look at the desktop for $8.49, I'm like, that's only 50 bucks. And I'm like, are you telling me that they just chopped the keypad off and they're only going to give you a $50 discount? And I was like, I would have just assumed that if I'm going to buy the desktop version and there's no keys on it, there ain't even that beautiful wood cheek on there. There's not even a beautiful wood cheek, that they're going to give me that for $7.99 is what I thought, right? I thought they would have gave me that for $7.99, but they're only giving you 50 bucks off. So this is what I'm wrestling with, because love the sound of it, love the look of it. I'm a Corgi, you know, I'm a Behringer bro, right? Behringer's the best synthesizer company in the world. Uli Behringer's the greatest CEO in the world. Music Tribe is the greatest umbrella corporation in the world. And Guitar Center probably will end up being called Music Tribe's music store, Music Tribe Super Center, and they're going to really do that up soon. That's what I feel. That's what my gut's telling me, because Guitar Center, if I'm a synth guy and I'm a newbie, it's all about branding. And if I'm a newbie and I'm looking for a synth, I'm not going into a friggin' Guitar Center, bro. Okay? I'm not rolling into a Guitar Center. If I'm a new kid on the block and I'm looking for a synthesizer in a brick and mortar building, I'm not blowing in to a Guitar Center. Okay? So it's time to change the name of Guitar Center, and I think what's going on behind the scenes, they're just getting everything restructured, and then it's going to be a complete buyout, and I'm almost sure that store is going to end up being called Music Tribe, which Music Tribe is an insane awesome name for a brick and mortar store. It's epic. And then they got the works, man. They got all the studio gear, they got the Behringers, they got the outboard gear, they got everything in there under the Music Tribe umbrella. And then guess what? Then other companies will put their product in there too. So you'll still have the guitars, but it's going to be called Music Tribe. That's what I think. My gut's just telling me that. Nobody told me that. That's just a hunch I got from the Magic 8 Ball. So, anyways, back to this. At the moment, I'm going for the desktop just for space, but I just can't help but feel that I'm being gypped by not getting the keyboard for an extra 50 bucks. 50 bucks is like, honestly, that's a burger, fries, and 2 beer. So I'm going to forego a keyboard on that, but the problem is on the keyboard, they didn't put polyphonic aftertouch on it. They didn't even give you aftertouch, okay? So this is what pisses me off about Korg. And from what I heard, that keybed that they said was semi-weighted, they just went and stuck a bunch of little lead weights under the bottom of it. That's what Garen said. Garen said he checked, and it's just a bunch of friggin' little lead weights on the bottom. So you could literally take you could take your Op6 keyboard, your Wave State, your Mod Wave, and you could put a lead weight and tack it on the bottom of each one of those. And now you got a Korg semi-weighted keyboard. That's what I heard, right? I can't buy it from Reverb. This is the problem, QWL Music. I can't get this crap from Reverb at the moment because I got credits at Sweetwater. So I returned the stink pipe to Sweetwater. Now I gotta get something back from Sweetwater, right? Because it was done on a gift card, Christmas purchase, and Kumite gift. So that's where I'm at, right? But when I'm looking at what I can get for the price of the steam pipe, so I got this one lined up. Let me move this over. So I got this one lined up here because I want to get a delay, but let me open this up for you. Hold on 2 seconds. So this is what I got narrowed down to. Echo Locator. All right, this is what I got it narrowed down to. This one and this one is where I'm in between, right? So we're looking at, right here, we're looking at $390 for the Strymon Timeline, which everybody says this is an absolute legendary delay pedal. I think it's got a friggin' 1,000 presets. Hold on. I could be wrong, but let me check this. Because if it does, it's friggin' crazy. Hold on. Let's get to the bottom. 200. I thought it was 1,000. 200 factory presets for quick inspiration. Okay? Or this one, which is the Ericson's Echo Locator. Now, I know this is why I'm legit. because I just bought an Erica Synth steam pipe, which I branded the Stink Pipe, all due respect. And I had a bad experience with the Stink Pipe. I had 2 hours of absolute heaven with it, and then I had constant bad experiences thereafter, therefore it went back. But this is how legit I am. I might actually go and buy the Erica Synth Echo Locator, which is half the price of the steam pipe, pretty much tomorrow. Like, if this was in shop, I don't think it is. I think it's a notify me now. Yeah, pre-order. So this isn't even there yet. So my deal is I don't want to be doing any pre-orders. So I'm wrestling with the timeline. So these are the, okay, so here's the timeline for $390, or an extra 100, basically $200 for this. What do you guys think of that? Is the Echo Locator, is the friggin' Echo Locator, is the Echo Locator worth an extra 200 bones? That's the question we got to ask ourselves. Is it? Is it worth an extra 200 bones? And I don't know. And then the Machines one sent me this one here. So I'm probably definitely getting the multi-poly desktop, right? Like, that's probably 100% happening. Probably have it by next week. Or I could go, this is what Machines one's telling me to get. Boss, what's it called? DW200 maybe? Is that what it's called? What's it called? Hold on. Delay. It'll come up. This one right here, DD. So this is the one Machines one's telling me to get. And this one's only $239. He told me, he was like, dude, if you get this and pair that with the Night Verb pedal. Does that got ping pong? Pad Echo Lo-Fi. I like the ping pong delay. He said if I get this and pair it with the Night Verb, I'm looking at just as good sound, because I'll sell you my timeline mint privately for $250. Okay. All right, Robbie Taylor, send me an email. synthsamuraiproductions@gmail.com. $250 for a mint timeline? All right, bro. Yeah, send me an email. Send me an email. I'll probably grab that off you then, because Boss DD200 digital delay is what I was thinking to pair with the Night Verb. And if I can get the timeline to pair with the Night Verb, I probably might bypass the Echo Locator. Although I love it, it's just such a crazy price. And everyone says it's an effects unit, but I have to say, with all due respect, shout out to Erica Synths, with all due respect, this is an instrument. You know, you pretty much, you play this thing. This thing plays like an instrument. It's not just an effects unit. It's an instrument. It's also got a freeze function with MIDI that you can actually chromatically play the freeze. So if you hold a beautiful kind of like moment via MIDI in your keyboard, you can play the moment chromatically. That's insane, right? Crazy insane. Google the warp function on the DD200. Yeah, I've been looking at the DD200. That's what I'm saying. Bypass it, bro. Bypass what? Zoom multi-stomp for 150. Yeah, the multi-stomp's ugly though. I gotta go for looks too, man. I gotta go for looks. I'm a looks. So, what do you guys think, man? I gotta figure it out. So we gotta think about if we're going to roll with the DD200 or the... I mean, if you're gonna do that timeline, baby, for $250, I'll probably buy that off you. If you're gonna do that timeline for $250, I'll probably get that off you if you're gonna do the timeline for $250. So email me. So that narrows that down, and I wrote the rep today, and I was like, baby, listen, you gonna do that? You gonna do the friggin' multi-poly or what? You didn't write me back, so all right, let's move on now. But in a box, Robbie Taylor, bro. Send me a picture, and then let's do the transaction. I do it via Venmo, so let's send the transaction. All right, let's send the transaction. We'll do We'll do the timeline. I'll run the timeline through the Erica Synths Night Verb, and then I'll run the multi-poly into the night verb. No, into the timeline, and then into the night verb. That's what we'll do. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. All right, Robbie Taylor, send me a friggin' email and we'll get this done. I like that. All right, so let's check it out here. Let's move on over, check out some synth news, because we had some things coming in here, man. We had let me open these windows up. Open that one. Open. Who's Geddy Lee? Anybody know who Geddy Lee is? We also got update from Erica Synths. Look at this crazy deal, man. I might have to stay on this page all day. Let me just check, see if any more deals coming in here. All right, that's good for now. Let's move on. All right, because that's what Alpha... That's right, baby. You got to get it in. Okay, getting pics together. Yeah, 250, baby. I like that kind of deal. I'm a pedal guy. Hey, Robbie Taylor, promise me you didn't put those feet on that thing, though, bro. Okay, yeah? We don't need no pedal plague in here, man. We don't need no pedal plague, all right? All right, let's see what we got. We got... The Machines one told me he wanted this today. You guys believe this? Rhodes Stage 61. He told me he wanted this today. And I was like, bro, are you seriously going to get that today? I was like, you're crazy. But Echo said, why don't you just go use your V collection and do the Rhodes piano on the V collection? And then Machines one was like, bro, listen. There's nothing like the real thing. And I agree. There's nothing like the real thing. Alright. Get that done now. Alright, let's see what we got here. So we got the Rhodes. Anyone guess how much this friggin' atrocity cost? Back to the basics. Pre-order it. It's gorgeous though. But, man, it just don't got all the effects. It just don't got all the effects. Let's see. No feet. Sweet Robbie Taylor. I dig it. We're not down with the pedal plague. All right, hold on. We got to switch it up. We're getting game time now. Game mode. All right, let's get in game time, man. We got to get going here. We're in synth mode now. All right, let's see what we got. All right, we got the Rhodes, back to the basics, stage 61. Gorgeous looking thing. It's only got a volume and tone. Wow. Crazy. Friggin' beautiful, though. Yo, read the comments. Plus, get the Maris LVX. Yeah, I'm going to get the Maris LVX too at some point. One like, one prayer from Machines One. Yeah, everyone, listen. Let's take a moment of silence and let the Machines One know that we're praying for him, dude. You got the pedal plague. You got PAIDS, bro. You got pedal autoimmune deficiency syndrome. But so let's pray for Machines One. He's got PAIDS. Dude, 61 key is $6,500. Launch edition, 7,000 G's. Wow, crazy. One sound machine. All right, Ishnay on that. Let's get that out there. How about this one? I'm just joking, boss. I know who friggin' Geddy Lee is. Jesus, I'm friggin' Canadian. I'm part of the Maple Syrup Mafia, man. Of course I know who friggin' Geddy Lee is, right? Alright, so, Mini Moog, $5,600 for red Mini Moog, Geddy Lee edition, and I like it. If I had the cash, I'd buy that thing. Jacked up VCA. It's got aftertouch on the key bed, alright? Aftertouch on the key bed. And it's got 4 VCOs. This thing is proper. And Geddy Lee, Baby Rush. So every time I hear about a friggin' legend, especially when Moog makes something, I told Echo today, I went up and looked up Lee Geddy or Geddy Lee, whatever his name is, and I was like, dude's clean as a whistle. Not one accusation. ever on the cat for anything. The only accusation ever was one of the bandmates in Rush got in a fight with his son in a hotel room. That's it. That's the only dirt I could find on Rush, period. So Rush are legit. And there's something about that beautiful red that just makes me think I should get a mini Moog. But I can't afford it. But the cool thing, let's look at some pictures, man, because this thing is beautiful. Look at this. Look. It's a beefcake. And it's got the friggin' star. I don't like stars like that, though. Look at that. Damn. It's pretty. Say what you want. Hate on Moog all you want. That thing is gorgeous. But yeah, Vic Korftron, let's check it out. Boomers. Yeah. Yeah, this is Boomer's Paradise, bro. This ain't Gangster's Paradise. This is Boomer's Paradise. And this thing cost, what does it cost? Let's go to the price. 6 G's, man. 5.6 thousand. So $5,600. So you're looking at almost an extra $1,000. Hold on. Got a message. Yes, it's still here. Hold on a sec. Okay. So yeah, I mean, if I had the cash, I'd get that. But I'm not. So that's the mini Moog we're looking at there from Geddy Lee. Cool name. I do not think it's his real name, but it might be. Now, Elektron Digitac. Someone told me the other day I should buy one of these. I think it was Machines One said I should pick this up. He was like, the Digitac and the Digitone have now got an update. And if you don't got one yet, you should get one. And you guys, you should get a curl bar. And every time you look up synth news or between jamming, do some curls. You know, at the minimum, when you put a t-shirt on in the summer, listen, even if you got a pot belly, if you got the biceps, it's different, you know what I mean? So, even if the only thing you do some friggin' curls, alright? That's it. Alright, so let's see here. Elektron 1.10 update. Let's check it out. It sounded pretty good. I think old Ricky T. Let's check this. I don't know if you can hear this. Let me know. Might get some doubling, but let me know if it's got some doubling. Oh, bro, I told you what I got. Gee, I got a synth bank, bro. I got a synth bank, so I put money away every week. Moog source goes 3K, yeah. Yeah, she's on curls, not on curls. That's right, man. How much does a Moog source go for? So I think old Ricky T did a video. What's in the Digitone 2? New chord mode, chord memory. Do 16 chords for use in patterns. Got an overbridge, still isn't available in Digitone. That's a bummer. Digitone's arpeggiator gets a new rotate function. That's cool. And it's coming at a cool 900 bones. See, you wouldn't want to be. And now look at these. We got Korg Op6 SE, Wavestate SE, 46% price drop. Can you imagine? Music's too loud? Yeah, I'm not gonna play no music. This is a different kind of setup, so I'm trying to set this up with. I'm trying to set it up with my laptop, so I can't really play the music and do the talking yet, because if I had headphones I could, but I think it over doubles. Anyway. Alright, so we got these here. I wanted one of these big ones, but I don't know. They're just too big for me, man. I don't have the room. If I could pick one of these, I would go Op 6 full size, but I ain't got the room. But man, look at the price drop. Still expensive, but $1,000 for a Korg Op 6 SE? Come on. $1,000. And $1,200 for the platinum? Come on. What's the wave state going for? $1,250. Alright, so the deal here right now is this. Let's open up Thomann. Let's check the deal. What kind of deal we got? Reject cookies, always. Man, that is cheap. $1,000. Wow. That's cheaper than the friggin' stink pipe. Wow. Cheaper than the friggin' stink pipe. Can you believe it? $1,000. Korg Op 6 SE. The only problem with this thing is all this friggin' dead space. The keyboard is only literally this big. So you can buy the 37 key and they just whack some metal on the end. That makes me feel like I'm getting ripped off. So can't do it. But dude, $1,000 if you like FM, if you like electric pianos, if you like all that stuff, a full size Korg Op 6 for $1,000, that's a deal. And I got to tell you right now, I'm a massive fan of the Op 6, massive. So, but I'm not telling you to get it. I'm just saying that's a crazy deal. All right, what else we got here? Let's move on. Synth Anatomy, what do we got? The London Synth and Pedal Expo 2025. That'd be cool to go to, but I got to work 6 jobs, so I can't go to that. What else we got? Schneider Keller London has a new modular store. Cool. How about this? The Zoom H5 Studio 6-track handy recorder, 32-bit float F-series preamps. Now that's interesting to take and do some on-the-road recording for sure. What else we got? We got it's all the same news, right? I don't know, all these guys just source the same news. Like none of them ever have news that's different than the other one. I don't understand it. It's like they just it's like a Drudge Report of friggin' synth. They just scrape the internet for news articles and get ChatGPT to write them. All right, so we got the Korg PS 3300 full size is available for purchase. Now that's beautiful. Look at that. Let me make that bigger for you. Let me make that bigger. Oh, 20 G's Aussie. Damn. Singapore 816 G's. And the rumor in America is 13 G's for that. That's the thing. Thomann shipping to US takes week. UPS runs 120, 150 for a synth that size. All right, so we're looking at, $1,200, right? Is that what we're looking at there? Who's that? Raul. Oh, man, cheers. Appreciate the $5, bro. Amazing. You the man, brother. Yeah, Thomann shipping to US takes weeks. UPS runs 120 to 150. So I guess you got to mark that in, especially a synth that's that price. You might have to do a duty on that. I think there might be a duty over $600 or $800 too. So, and that's not including tax. We don't pay tax in New Hampshire, so no big deal. Live free or die here. We don't pay friggin' no state tax here. They ain't friggin' raking us over the coals in New Hampshire. That's for sure. It's hilarious that some states in America just don't have tax. And some do, and then the states that do have tax, you're like, oh, I see what you're doing. You're robbing us. Okay. So I'd play that, but I'm not going to. 13 grand. So here we are. We're back at the beginning. This is my choices for Buyday Friday. I got to make the decision. Let me jump back over. I got to make the decision. What do you guys think, man? Should I go for the keys or the module? What do you think? Keys or module? That's the decision I got to make. And at the moment, I'm leaning towards module because, people from Maine are awesome, but Maine government sucks. I'm leaning towards the Korg multi-poly desktop is what I'm leaning towards. Just because space, and I'm actually going to control the multi-poly with the Hydrasynth Deluxe, so. Quality of the keys, Coach Dukai. So the quality of the keys are this. First question, Do you have an Op6, a wave state, or a mod wave currently? If so, the keys on the multi-poly, from everything that I've researched, is they just put lead weights on the bottom. So it's the same keys, maybe the plastic is a little thicker, but they semi-weighted the keys with a little bit of lead on each bottom of the key. So it's not anything that you're going to be like, you're not going to buy this thing and be like, wow, these keys are like a friggin' Rev 2 keybed, or one of the high-end synth keybeds. You're not going to get that vibe from it. But if you got a Korg Op6 or a wave state, you're going to be like, oh, this feels like a little more weighted. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards the desktop, because I'll just run it with the Hydrosynth Deluxe. Next question. Echolocator, DD 200 digital delay, or Strymon timeline? And one of the renegades just said they'll hit me up with that timeline for $250. So, I mean, $250 for a Strymon timeline? I think that's what I got to go for. 200 presets. I'm a preset playboy. Ain't nothing like that, which is sad because I would love to get them. So I'm also leaning on the desktop. I know. I want the keyboard too because I just like having it. If I want to bring it outside for a little bit and jam, I would bring the keyboard out. But that's the problem. The problem is I know how crappy the Op6 wave state and mod wave keyboard is, and I'm not even a key player, so I don't really care much about keys. But the fact that they're only giving me a $50 discount for having no keybed makes me just realize that the keybed is just pure utter trash, and it's not even worth putting on there, right? So that's the friggin' problem. So I'm getting the desktop. Yeah, it's a ripoff. I'm getting the desktop. The keybed isn't worth $50 unless you're getting the multi-poly and you don't have a keyboard. If you don't have anything to MIDI it into, then get the keyboard. Hold on a sec. If you don't have anything, then get the keyboard. Hold on a second. You guys all set? All right, perfect. Take it easy. Jesus. Yeah, getting the friggin' bathroom redone, man. So had some people in here doing some work. That's why I'm down in the dungeon, baby. Are you gonna dive into the multiple? Yeah, I'm gonna get. So basically, as soon as my rep writes me back today, I told you Buyday Friday is a real thing. I'm not joking around. The timeline has aftertouch, does it? I don't know. It doesn't make sense, does it? Timeline's a guitar pedal. Maybe it does. I don't know. But Buyday Friday is a real thing. Bi-monthly Buyday Friday. Now, maybe you miss a month, but once my rep writes me back, I'm getting the multi-poly desktop, because I feel like I've had such great success with the Korgs I got now, the Op6, the Mod Wave, and the Wave State. They're just absolutely fantastic. So I got to go with the multi-poly. And if the friggin' King Korg Neo came in a desktop, I'd get that too. But I don't understand why that has 3 screens. I don't understand why that has 3 screens. That's what I can't understand. Timeline has MIDI, baby. Attaboy, Fisky. Sweet. I had a buy day Thursday. What'd you guys buy, man, this week? Come on. What'd you guys buy? Tell me what you bought. Let's go. Let's hear it. What did you buy? What'd you pick up? I picked up, well, after today, I'm going to pick up the friggin' multi-poly, baby. That's what I'm buying, the multi-poly. And I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it every night. And I'm going to put it on polyphonic aftertouch with my ASM Hydrosynth. And every time before I play it, I'm going to say, sayonara, stink pipe. Thank God you didn't rip me off $1,200. And with all due respect, I love Erica Synths, and I probably will buy the Echo Locator. But the steam pipe ain't my thing. Alright? Steam pipe ain't my thing. And I loved it when I first tried it. It's just, every time after it friggin' broke my, what, these need some oil? I got some WD-40, dude. Dude, that sound of the squeak helps me keep a tempo. It's like a hi-hat or a metronome. Squeak, 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 squeak. Gets a good tempo in my head. Super Boot 10 days? Buyday Friday is my buy June. Ooh, you bought 3 in June? Sick. Sickness. Crazy town. Let me see if I can pull this up. I think I got multiple screens going on here. I got my NASA set up. Whoops, hold on. Let me pop this up. Properties. Safari. Spotlight. There we go. There it is, right? There it is. Timeline. Boss DD200 for $230. Timeline $390. Erica Synth 600. What a friggin' choice to make. What a friggin' choice to make. You want to know what about? Yeah, Twin Cities. What'd you get, baby? What'd you do? What'd you get? Pro 1. Screw the Pro 1. Get the Pro 800 from Behringer. Mac Mini M4. Nice. Yeah, Twin Cities. What'd you get, man? Banana Rider, Pro 1. Get the Pro 1 too. Yeah, screw it. Look up the D20. DD20. All right, hold on. Is it on Sweetwater? Let me look this up for Banana Rider. DD20. Hold on. DD20. Let's see. DD20, bro, doesn't exist. DD20. Hold on. Only DD200, dude. That's all that comes up. No DD220 or whatever you're talking about. DD20. Body Sense Metal Fetishist. What? What the hell is a Body Sense? Do not screw the Pro 1, dude. No. Pro 1's awesome. Every synthesizer. I don't know a synthesizer by Behringer that isn't awesome. No clue. They're all wicked to me. They're all amazing. Like I said before, the only problem I've ever had with a Behringer synthesizer is a knob. And I got a freaking constant supply of knobs coming from Alibaba via Echo Craft. So if you ever want knobs, go talk to Echo Craft. That's a good delay, yeah. I've heard the DD200. But, Synthpunk? What do you think of this one, Synthpunk? What do you think of that, bro? What do you think of that? That's the question. Hold on. Who is there? Oh, God. They just left. Hold on. I tell the missus they just left. Yeah. So that's what I'm going for. Stryming all day. Yeah. All right. I got to roll. I got to go do some cleanup and stuff out in the yard before tonight. And then I'm getting on the road. But, yeah, Buyday Friday, man. Go pick yourself something up. Pick yourself something sweet up. I'll catch you cats later on. Don't forget to work out. Summer's coming.